So hello and welcome back to another video. Now today I've literally just finished work about 20 minutes ago. I've taken 2 hours off this afternoon. I've come down to a mark to try for a bass. Now condition wise on the way down here, it's actually looking pretty tasty. The only issue is I've got quite a strong headwind. Now it's not too bad, and it's meant to be shifting, but that's not going to be until later on this afternoon. This evening the winds are going up to a force 8. At the moment they're about force 3, it's about 13-14 miles an hour. So for that reason I brought my heavier lure rod with me. I'm using my Shimano Technium 21 to 54 gram lure rod, and the lure I'm going to start with is a 42 gram Westin Sandy Andy. Sand eel imitation, because we're starting to see quite a few sand eels in the water over here now. Now with it being 42 grams, it means I'm going to be able to cast it out relatively far. I mean, against the wind I'm not going to get it too far, but distance isn't the main thing today. So I'm going to be fishing 2 or 3 different areas, starting off in this area here, and after a while, depending how I get on, I'm going to move over to another reef and see how it goes there. I'm fairly confident. I'm not extremely confident because the bass fishing lately has been a little bit hit and miss. I've had quite a few sessions where no matter what lure I've thrown at the fish, they just will not take. I've caught them when they're not feeding. I've tried big lures, small lures, bright colours, dark colours, soft plastics, hard plastics, surface lures, you name it, I've thrown it at them. Now the reason why I know that they haven't been on the feed is because on these couple of occasions when I've had these sessions, I've seen the fish follow the lure right to my feet. They'll nibble at the end of it, but they will not commit. So hopefully today, with a bit of chop in the water, a little less visibility in the water, they're going to be confident if they're on the feed, if they're in here, to hit a lure. So no more wasting time, let's get to it. Hopefully we can find a few. So you can probably see on film there, a fair bit choppy in here, but that's obviously a good thing. I don't want it to be flat calm. The only problem is getting that lure out against the wind. It might get splashed by the odd wave here, but let's start over there. And all I'm going to do is just cast around in a semicircle, just trying to hunt out those fish if they're in here. Nothing fancy with the retrieve today, just straight in. The water's slightly deeper to my left, so I can let it sink a bit more there. Fish it a bit deeper, just play around. Okay, just casting around, let that one sink a little deeper. And then again, just a straight wind in. Let's hope there's some fish here today. That'll be absolutely brilliant. So I'm always watching the lure when I bring it close in as well. I always like to keep an eye on the lure because you can get bass, follow it, they can just creep out the woodwork and go to hit it very last second. So it's worth just keeping an eye on the lure, slowing it down a little, and if a fish does come out and take, then you're upping your chances of actually hooking it. But this lure is going to be nice and visible in the water. I don't see many fish turning that down, so if they are in here, which they could turn up at any time, I'd be confident they'll hit this. Well, look at that. You can tell it's spider crab season. There we go. There's a little female spider crab there, just wedged in between the rocks. Now you see these often in the rock pools this time of year, but this one here, I nearly just trodden him as I was coming down here, or her should I say. Little female there, you can tell because of the oval bib on the bottom of it, and also by the very small pinches on there. There we go, let's pop it in there. So nothing so far. I'm sticking with the Sandy Andy for now. But what would be nice is to see a good sized bass today. If I were just catch one, A nice 4 or 5 pounder would do absolutely brilliant. Been difficult finding any decent sized bass in a while, I've found, on the lures anyway. It won't surprise me whatsoever if we end up seeing a seal in here today. Prime conditions for the seals. They normally come into these little bay areas when the wind's blowing on shore, and they'll be on the hunt for anything. Oh, that was a tap. Probably a garfish. Garfish or a little wrasse maybe. Just had 2 little pecks at it. If I had to guess, I'd say garfish. So I can see in this area quite a bit of weed on the surface. That could be an issue. Let's hope there's some fish in this bit. Only a couple of small taps so far, which definitely weren't from bass. Oh, that's a fish. Yes. Bang. Second cast in this area. Got ourselves a bass. Beauty. Right. No, don't go in there, buddy. Not bad fish, that. I'd say that was about a 50. Right. Check that out. Bit of a skinny one. Nice and dark colours. Absolutely inhaled that lure. That right there is beautiful. So this is what we came for. Look at that lure, virtually disappeared. Absolutely inhaled. Well hooked. Lure out. Lovely fish. Let's get it back. Great start in this area. Okay buddy, thank you very much. Straight into the kelp. I can still see him. Off he goes. Now I don't know if I was just saying, but about the retrieve being quicker, because that area I'm casting over is shallow reef. So it's just speeding up the retrieve a little bit. Oh, there's another one. Bang! Yeah, we found him now. Happy days. This is where you've been hiding out then, boys. Come on. 2 and 2. I think this one's a little bit smaller. That's feisty though, bloody hell. There we go. Oh, he's just popped off. God, carnage. Absolute carnage. So 2 and 2 casts. Absolutely brilliant. Back he goes. Let's see how long they're going to stick around for. Right, well there we go. Moving into this spot, it's definitely paid off. Second cast in. Nice little bass there. So let's get a lure back in the water. And let's really hope we can find something bigger, or even just a few more fish. This is what I've been waiting for. Proper bass fishing. Lovely conditions, hard hitting fish. I wonder if there's anything bigger in here. Oh, another hit. God, they're definitely here. That was nearly 3 and 3. I wonder if anything's going to follow it in. No. God, this is a good sign. They've turned up. I haven't had a proper bass session in ages, so this has got me buzzing. another hit. Bloody hell. I hope you can see that on camera. Well, the first two, oh, I got weed on the line. The first two absolutely smashed it. And those two hits, you can feel, they're not hesitating. I don't know if they're just missing, well, obviously they're missing the lure, but whether that's to do with the visibility or what. Or maybe they're just smaller fish, could possibly be smaller. And this is the problem you have this time of year. All of this crap in the water. Absolutely loads of it. I'm in again. Look how feisty they are. Bloody lively. There we go. Oh, that one's a bit chunkier, that. Absolutely beautiful. Well, we've got number 3. I thought this one was a bit chunkier, but it's actually still quite skinny again. But again, it's completely inhaled the lure. They're really not playing about, these fish. Now, do you know what? I'm actually going to give this one a measure. This one's the smallest out of the 3 that I've caught. But if this is 42 or above, then I'm going to be keeping this one. So I'll do this as best I can, just so you can see. This bass is angry. It's curled up. Look at it. It's almost in an S shape. But there we go. If that was even completely straightened out, that would go 44, but 43 centimeters, that's a keeper. That's the only one I'm going to be keeping from this session. Well, this is absolutely great. Started off slow, but we're getting there now. Now, if I do happen to catch any more, I won't be keeping any more. Like I said, that one was the smallest. I reckon the first was about a 50, second 48, 49. And that one 43. Now I know a lot of bass anglers don't keep their bass. Probably 60% of those are because they don't even eat fish in the first place. But anyone who watches my channel and has done for the previous years knows that I put 90% of my fish back. But I do definitely enjoy eating bass, eating any fish. And so every now and then I like to keep one. Now the only problem is karma's probably got me now and the fish will move off. I won't catch anymore. There's so much weed filtering through here now. I'm picking weed up on virtually every cast. Just gotta hope the fish find it. Oh, was that a hit? That was either a hit or weed again. You just gotta hope the fish find it before you connect to that weed. Really frustrating. You can probably see it down there. This is what it's like out there as well. You've got the odd bit in the deeper in the water too, but it's fishable, and that's exactly what I mean. Bits of weed like that everywhere. That wind has done exactly what it said it was going to do. Slowly going further south and picking up. Now over the next few hours, and it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon now, and by about 7-8 o'clock this evening it's going up to gale force 8 from the southwest, which will actually be a really good thing because we've had months of easterlies. And we need a good southwest blow up to really stir things up, get the fish on the feed, bring some more fish in on the next big tides possibly. I mean, the tides are still pretty big at the moment, so hopefully a nice blow up overnight and into tomorrow will stir things up for the coming days. be able to hit a couple of different marks as well. Ones that have not really been able to fish lately because of the winds. Now it's gone very, very quiet now. That just goes to show how quickly bass can come in and go out of somewhere. It's almost like they know the precise time to come in, feed, get what they're after, then leave, head to the next spot. So that's going to do it for this session. It's time to get back to work, but it was definitely worth coming down for. Now it just goes to show what a short window you can have sometimes when you're out bass fishing. Bass obviously move around a lot, and on tides, especially the bigger tides, they're going to move even quicker in different areas. They're always hunting, looking for food. You just gotta and you just gotta follow them and try and locate them the best as you can. Now I saw no need to change lure today. The Sandy Andy was working, and the main reason I was using it is not only to replicate what I think is in the water at the moment and at this time of year, but because of the weight, the 42 grams, to punch out straight into that wind and also through the crosswind as well. So it proved to work in the end. 3 fish in a very short space of time. One for the table, which, as I said, every now and then I do like to keep the odd fish. I will be cooking this up, but I'll be doing that probably in a separate video, and we'll just keep this one purely fishing. So anyway, on that note, thank you very much for coming along with me today. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one.